doke.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Hey.
Ellis will be a little late, unfortunately.
That's right. He can just fall asleep in the middle of the fight.
Some may call that fate. I think we're just waiting on 2 individuals. I see them on roll 20. Oh, coffee, so good. Oh, shit, I forgot. Let me pull up his character sheet again. Oh, hold up. That's kind of clutch. I gotta double check something. Ah, that's what I thought it was. Okay, I just didn't type it on roll 20. Calarian, what's up, man?
Ah,
Holy cow, that was loud. How's it going?
so I watched a video of this Arecibo telescope collapse.
Say that again?
The Arecibo telescope in
Oh, it
South America?
collapsed?
Yeah,
The radio.
they were going to retire it, and then as they're going to do construction, they actually have like line drone footage of the cables failing and the whole thing collapsing.
Insane.
I knew it was in danger because they said it was too broken to fix.
It was about like 50 years or something.
That's crazy. I am gonna have to watch that after this. Well, I mean, it's usually the quickest way to demolish something, I suppose. Alright.
Rapid unscheduled disassembly.
Well said. Tizio, what's up, man? think he's still setting up. I hope everyone had a good week. Is there any questions, comments, concerns before we start?
My only thought is, with Ellis gone, I wonder what we should have Ellis do.
Well, I imagine his first move would be to try to get close to the enemy.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's fairly safe if he should approach, and then depending on how it plays out, if we're trying to restrain him, I feel like Ellis is in the best position to grapple. It's low risk.
I imagine that as well. But, is that what his character would do? We don't know. Maybe if Eva shouts out to just hold him, maybe. Still
Yeah,
don't hear you,
if-
Tizio.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm having some difficulties on my end, but should be good.
Okay.
I hear Tizio.
I heard him now.
Yep.
Alrighty. Exactly, he smashes. Okay, so, last we left off, you guys were in the middle of attempting to uncover the mystery going on in the dock wards, where a bunch of elves and half-elf sailors were turning up dead the following morning. With some clever thinking and some planning, you guys managed to go into a nearby tavern where you attempted to lure out this individual. However, a little bit of mixed communication between Tizio and the rest of the party, he ended up wandering off in the wrong direction. Coincidentally, another elven sailor did happen to wander in the direction that the party was lying in wait. So it benefited the party, but unfortunately, Eva was not able to get up to that sailor in time before he was struck down by a loud sounding object that was fired from the rooftop. And at that point, you guys proceeded to rush in on this individual, and him seeing that the numbers were slowly edging away from his favor, he decided to try to exit the area, and that is where we left off. With that, it is Kalarian's turn in combat.
So I don't know if I can actually. No, I guess he's out of my vision, isn't he? Just slightly.
Well, he would be, but Talum has a light source up too.
So could I see him from here? Maybe just like the corner.
Yeah, I would say you can. You definitely heard something crash down in that area, and then yeah, with the light source, you faintly see some kind of object scrambling to get to their feet. So yes, you'd be able to see him. Did I lose you guys?
Nope. I'm just looking to see. I can't get into like melee range with them, so I'm just looking to see what I have that might
No problem. Sorry, I just
kneecap them or something.
absolutely.
Well, you could dash, I think.
Yeah, but I want to, hit him.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Well, if you dash up to him, you can get an opportunity attack, perhaps if he tries to leave from you.
That'd be a DM call.
I mean, it's true. If you get up in his melee and then he tries to leave your base to base, you would get the opportunity attack. By the rules, that does work, because it's a reaction, not an action to get an opportunity attack.
Fair.
Up
Yeah,
to
I think
you.
I'll just do that.
Okay.
I will dash to
2, 4, 6. Yeah, with the dash, you'll definitely be able to get up to him.
there. Or do I want to go there? I think I'll go there.
Oh, okay. Good enough. Yep, and as you rush up right overhead, you can see maybe about 5 or 10 feet above you that black sphere that's been emanating from the rooftop also seems to be cutting off a large portion of the building. But you're able to just breeze under it, no issue, with the light source just kind of helping with your field of vision. Anything else you want to do on your turn? Bonus action? Anything?
Nope, because using the dash.
You bet. Okay. Bringing us to Ellis. Ellis, seeing everybody rush forward, he's gonna just shout out, "Hey, I want to join the party too!" And he's gonna use his action to dash forward as well. So 10, 20, 30, 50, kind of hops over the corpse and just tries to maintain eyesight. Eva.
Did we decide the jump to the next building is a
The jump to the next
athletics check?
building, it would be in athletics. Well, yes, it's athletics for any jumps to the buildings. But the DC is relatively low for the 5-foot gap, especially because you can jump up to your strength score. It's just
Cool.
if you were to try to jump to the 10-foot gap to the black roof building, be a higher DC because it's a.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the 5. So I'm gonna bonus action dash.
Mhm.
There's 10, and then I'll jump across. You want me to roll?
Yeah, just roll an athletics check.
So 10.
Yeah, 10 is exactly what you needed.
Does that take 5 feet to jump over, I assume?
It would. So that'll put you at. Yep.
So I'm at 30 there.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to. So I can get 15 feet down before I'm out of movement. I'm gonna try and get 15 feet down,
Mhm.
and then drop, and try and stay on my feet so that I'm there in case he tries to run up the alley. So that's
Okay.
acrobatics, I think.
Yeah, it'd be an acrobatics check.
20.
Easily enough. You start clambering down the side there, and you just kind of let go of the remaining 15 feet. 2-point landing on both feet. Knees hurt a little bit, but no damage taken.
Cool. And I'm going to, I think I still have an item interaction. I'm just going to yank out in my offhand, I'm going to yank out a dagger so that if he runs by me, I can poke him with it since I have the bow in my main hand.
Okay. Well, so that was your bonus action to dash over and climb down. You still have an action.
I do still have an action. Okay, nix the dagger then.
Yep, I figured.
Yeah.
Take
Here
a
I
shot.
am not thinking straight. Well, he's prone, so I have disadvantage if I take a shot.
That is correct.
Uh,
Tried to
so
bait
I'm
you into
gonna
it.
I'm gonna ready. Yeah, she's gonna ready so that if he stands up, she takes a shot.
Fair enough. All right, so you pull out your short bow and an arrow, and you nock it. And you just aim it in his direction. Perfect. Perry, my young friend, you are currently surrounded in this entire blackness. You can't see anything around you, but you can hear sounds.
I mean, you know what? Just in the interest of not making Perry totally infuriated with me, I will shout as she readies her attack. I will shout, "Stay down" to him on the off chance he listens.
Fair enough. You do hear shouting, and you did hear momentarily behind you somebody dart past. Perry, did we lose you? Uh-oh. Did we lose you, Perry? I do not know if he lost signal. Yeah, apparently. Well, it's funny you say that because the last time we were playing, I think he did fall asleep towards the end there, didn't he? But he was just talking a moment ago. So, I know what he was going to do pre-game, so he said he was going to kind of walk backwards about 5 or so feet just because he was encased in this large black sphere and was kind of unsure what to do, so he was just slowly backing up. And in doing so, he would end up walking about 5 feet out, of the sphere itself, giving him vision. He kind of assesses the situation. Hearing the noise to his right, he'll probably use the remainder of his movement to it's 10, 15, 20, just to come up towards the edge there and look down. And he can see now that, well, he wouldn't really be able to see Calarian because of the bubble. He would see you, Ava, and he sees the creature on the ground.
The bubble doesn't reach the ground.
It doesn't reach the ground, but it's a 15-foot sphere, so the angle of it would kind of cut off his visual radius, if that
Might
makes
cut off
sense.
Valerian.
Yeah, this is very confusing.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard geometry, actually. That's not obvious to me.
Yeah, so it's a little obscured. He can see the creature on the ground, but he can't make out like it too well. So, but it's not really cover. So I mean, it's still just a straight roll if he were to attack. Parry. Parry's about to do a guiding bolt because that's probably what Parry would do.
Well, he was not trying to attack, right? He was trying to.
Oh, that's right. He was just trying to. Well,
I mean, he would probably use a saving throw spell instead of
this is true.
ranged attack spell.
So let's see. Yeah, I guess he doesn't want to hit you guys with the entanglement again on it. We'll say he'll hold an action for now. He'll hold either a spell or a decision until he gets back. I don't want to make that call on him. So hopefully he comes back by the time it's his turn to go around. I really don't know what happened to him. Tell him if you can get a hold of him. Let him know. But it is your turn.
I'm gonna run up here,
Okay.
right? Can I see him? Like, I didn't run into the darkness or anything, right?
Well, no, the darkness is above you.
Okay. And then I will. Oh, he actually might be trying to talk. No, okay, that was just my audio being weird. Okay, I'll cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
All right. That is a wisdom save.
I believe so. Against a 14.
Ooh, no. So on his turn, he will fall prone again, and he will be incapacitated. Perfect.
And I'll give a shout like he's over here, just in case somebody's not over here and doesn't know where he is.
Sounds good. Brings us to Tizio.
I will jump across, and I'm assuming I have to roll athletics, you said?
Yes, athletics. Oof. What is your strength score?
It is a 0.
So-
Modifier 0, it's a time.
Okay, so make a dexterity saving throw for me. No. So you, as you attempt to do a little standing leap over to the other side, you don't get that full force that you wanted to, and you end up slipping right in front of it, and you end up slamming down the 30 feet. So you are currently on the ground, prone, and you take 11
Right
points.
back.
11 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Oof, okay.
Sorry about that.
Do I still have action or movement?
You do have your it's half your movement to stand back up, and you still have your action.
Okay, I will stand back up,
Okay.
and how much would I have left? Like 10 feet or something?
You
Or?
probably have about maybe 5 or so feet, because it's a 5-foot jump, half your move. Yeah, you got about 10 feet left. You're right.
I'll just move down the alley closer to the team, and I will just ready a firebolt if I see an enemy dart across.
You bet. Alright, that brings us to the creature. This humanoid figure, as he begins to try to lift himself up off the ground, he just kind of looks over to Talum and hears Talum shout out, I was gonna make a sodium joke, but nah.
Oh, I didn't even get my own joke.
I mean, you can. I give you a
Nope.
moment.
It's already been robbed.
I paused for joke, didn't hear it. But that's my fault. I should have waited. And he completely falls right back to the ground, clutching onto his sides, just laughing and furiously. You hear this, like you hear the pain struggle, but he is prone and incapacitated. Sucks for him. You would have ran and jumped and tried to tackle him from the roof.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he's not a smart man.
oh, okay. Um, I like this. Okay, so go ahead and just. He was prone already. I'll give you advantage. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. So you get a running jump, and using your action to dash and leap, you'll be able to fly across and Calarian. And you watch as this small heavy gnome just lands right on top of him. I will say it'll reduce some of the fall damage, so you'll take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall, but you do land right on top of him. Go ahead and roll a d6. Woo, nice. Yeah, and he'll take 5 points of bludgeoning from you, landing on top of him with all of your heft.
So does this happen before I cast my spell or
It
after?
happened before you cast a spell. He's not considered grappled technically yet, because the action would have been to dash to get across, because that was almost all of his movement to get to that point of the roof. So this is him just kind of jumping off. So as he was trying to get up, and he's now got this heavy gnome trying to push him off to the side there. So we'll say he tries to shove you off right about here. Then he gets incapacitated by your hideous laughter.
Cool.
But he's still incapacitated. Clarion.
When you say incapacitated, do you mean like
He's
knocked out, or
unable-
he's just unable to react currently?
Unable to take actions, reactions, or move.
Okay.
Well, he will. Yeah, so he would have took that damage beforehand. So yeah, he can't do anything right now.
Let's see. I want to try and tie him up, or knock him out, which would be better.
Give me 1 second.
Let's say if you can grapple him, then I can help you.
Yeah, let's go with a grapple.
Okay. Let's see here.
Did who also need a wash?
Hold on. Can't
Can't
attack.
hear you.
Oh, who? You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I can.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I thought I was on press to talk.
No, you're fine. Give me 1 second to look up rulings on here. So if you can't take actions or reactions, okay. So if you're gonna make a grapple check, this would be I believe it's athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics, but this would be at disadvantage, I would say, for him.
Would I have any sort of advantage or no?
Yes, you would, because
Okay.
he's on the ground. So this would
It's
be.
athletics or grappling or acrobatics, whichever's highest.
Well,
Right.
for him, it's athletics or acrobatics to try to avoid it, but for you, it would be athletics to grapple.
Sweet, I'm proficient in that.
I want to say that's what it is.
It's a strength check regardless, I think. Right?
Yeah, it's strength versus the person trying to get out of it. So.
Well, then, yeah, it'd be athletics. So.
Yeah, athletics check versus. Okay, so 19. So he has disadvantage. Probably not gonna make this. So this would be.
If he does, I quit.
Right?
No, he rolled.
Advantage versus disadvantage.
He rolled an 18 at disadvantage. Luckily for him.
Ooh, Jesus.
So you do currently have him. He's incapacitated and currently grappled. As you see, he's like laughing, struggling. He's like and trying to fight and push you off, but he doesn't successfully do so.
Okay. So I guess that will be my turn, and hopefully someone else will help me.
That'll bring us to Ellis. Ellis will use his movement to not move the circle. Oh, I can't get him. Great, cool. Moving the circle. 10, 25, just to kind of get up on the other side there. Actually, I need to roll a concentration check. Oh, no, he gets, he's proficient in that. Okay, so he saved on that. So the darkness is still up. But yeah, Ellis will kind of run up to the side there, and he'll just kind of stand there and look at the group of you and go, what are we going to do now with him? And he'll just hold an action, because I don't know what else would do. Eva.
Tell him? Like, tie him up?
I mean, yeah, you can.
Well, then I'm going to ask Alice to help me and get him tied up.
Sure. Let's see if he's got some rope. Everyone should have rope, right? He does.
He does.
All right, cool. So yeah, so he will start tying him up. We'll say that, give him a, let's do a dexterity check for Ellis, just to see what the DC of the rope will be. I'll give him advantage because you're helping him. Not much better, unfortunately, but he is currently tied. So you guys have him successfully subdued.
Can I tie him up again with my rope to double the strength?
Tie his feet.
I would say by looking at it, it's not like it. Make a perception check.
Oops.
I would say with an 11, looking at Ellis tying him up, it looks like it's a fairly decent knot. You're not entirely sure if it's like gonna come free or not.
But he's still like awake. Well, he's still struggling, right?
He's still struggling, right? But
So
he's
is
bound.
how that considered
And
over now?
as long as I
or-
maintain concentration, he can't take an action to try to break out.
I don't think he gets a saving throw unless you guys do damage to him. But let me double check.
At the end of each of his turns,
Is
actually.
it? Okay, so let me roll that throw for him. Because that would have been the end of his turn. Con save, right?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, thank you. He rolls a 21. So he is no longer laughing, but he is still just struggling as you guys were tying him up in the process. But with him being grappled by Calarian and Ellis attempting to tie him, you guys are able to bind up behind his arms. So his arms are currently bound. He's currently sitting on the ground, but he is sitting up. Just kind of looking at the group of you.
Can I disarm him? I don't know if we're still in turn order. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, we're gonna kind of go into, we're kind of out of combat at this point because the target can't really be too hostile towards you guys. So let me.
Oh, his arms are bound.
Yeah,
He can't be holding his weapon still. Or I guess he could be holding his weapon, but he can't do much with it behind his back.
Correct.
Still wouldn't be a bad idea to disarm.
So with that, we'll kind of put a pause on the turn order for a moment, and we'll go into more of a scenario-based thing. So you guys currently have this cloaked, hooded figure on the ground. He's just kind of sitting upright, and his hands are bound behind his back, and he's looking around the group of you, and he's just completely silent, not saying anything. You're more than welcome, Talon, to try to go up and disarm him. It's fairly easy.
I would like to assist if I can.
Yeah, there's no roll needed for it. His hands are bound behind his back. You're able to just forcibly together dislodge the what appears to be this long metal pipe that is affixed to a wooden handle of some sort. It's a. You can both go ahead and roll a this will be a history check to see if you can recognize what it is. Yeah. You guys haven't seen many of these in person before, but you're definitely aware that this is more or less newer technologies, that this would be considered some sort of small firearm or a pistol. But you guys know that it's not easily available to the populace.
Does he have anything on him that would make him like stand out as some sort of allegiance or any information on him?
So if you guys were to pull back on his hood, um, you guys would all immediately recognize that this individual is a drow. You can see the long pointed ears that were tucked behind his hood, his long black hair just kind of neatly tucked inside of his robe, and you're not seeing any identifying markings or anything on him. But he does appear to have a few scars on the left side of his face, and he's looking at the group of you extremely distraught.
Black hair is an interesting color on Drow.
He just sneers in your direction.
No, I was saying that to you.
Oh.
They usually have white hair.
So Ava's gonna like hiss a little bit almost under her breath and then say, "What are you doing up here?"
There's no response from him. He's
How many elves have you killed?
no response.
Look, you're surrounded. If you talk now, maybe this can go a little bit better for you.
I have nothing to say to your filthy kind.
Did anyone actually see him like kill this guy here?
Yep.
Yeah, a couple of us did.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and see if that guy's still breathing or if he's like officially
Well,
dead.
you're like doing the binding, so maybe I'll go. Well,
Well, I
I
thought
don't know.
I
Aren't
wasn't
you
doing the binding.
grappling?
Ellis did the binding.
Oh, okay, okay.
You watch as the darkness surrounding the rooftop slowly fades. This drow figure spits in your direction, Eva. Um, Go ahead and make a medicine check, Talon, if you're heading over that way.
I think Calarian was.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Make a medicine check,
Yeah.
please. Okay. Um, with all this transpiring, and you rush over to take a look at this individual, clearly elven, of some descent, very light brown hair, few streaks of gray, um, with an unfortunate large gaping wound in the center of his chest. You check a moment for a pulse. You try to see if he's still bleeding at all, but the blood seems to have stopped pooling around him, and he appears to be lifeless and unmoving.
Ava's going to
Okay.
rifle through his pockets, pouches, see if there's anything else identifying on him.
Sure. Make an investigation check. Okay. A couple things. As you guys are rifling through, and you can see now as you get closer to him, the look of extreme disgust on his face in your direction is just like unrecognizable. Like you see without a doubt he's extremely unhappy with you being within such close proximity to him. And as you kind of pull off the remainder of his cloak and look through any pockets and things that he has, you find the pistol that he had. You do see that he does wield a scimitar on his side. You find 4 small packs of a black granule substance that seems to be very tightly sealed in some kind of brown waterproof container. You also find a small satchel of about maybe 15 or so very tiny metal balls, like almost ball bearing in size, but a little bit smaller. You don't find any coin on him. You don't find any identifying marks or features of maybe any kind of organization that you recognize, but you do see. Hold on 1 second. Pull up with the proper images. She's supposed to have a symbol. Okay. You see what appears to be around his neck is a metallic chain that leads to a what almost looks to be like kind of like a compass star, but the north and southern points of this compass star are extremely elongated against the rest of it. In total, there are 8 sides to this symbol. I will have to drop an image for you guys so you can see it. Just bear with me.
So while you're dropping the image, I'll kind of hold that up uh, enough to show it to everyone else around and say, "Does anyone recognize this?"
I'm putting it on Discord because I don't have it on Roll20 yet.
No, I don't. But we should get some guards. Deal with this guy. That's pretty cool.
So if no one has a chance of recognizing the symbol, she
Oh,
will.
I'm sorry. I was giving you guys a moment to speak. Yeah. Anyone who is proficient in religion can make a religion check if they'd like. Except for Tizio, because I think he's on the roof. Okay. Uh, Talum and Perry, you guys would recognize this. This is the symbol for Lolth, the Spider Queen.
The symbol of what?
What?
Sorry.
Lolth.
Lolth is Spider Queen?
Lolth.
Not unexpected for Drow.
Very true.
Ava will look back at the drow and say, "Is it just you doing this, or do you have any friends?"
Make a persuasion check.
Ow, I have a +7 and I roll a 9. Seriously.
I give you the check because you're holding his holy symbol in your hands, but he kind of looks in your direction, and he just doesn't want to respond. He just looking at you. He's just you can see that there's this anger welling up in his eyes. I will not tell you anything, he says. Torture me if you want. What I do is my business, mine alone.
Let's just go get the guards.
Yeah.
We caught him red-handed and with the weapon, so plenty of evidence to put him away for life.
Ava's
Yeah,
going to-
with the knowledge of him being a Drow, we need to take extra precautions.
Okay.
Ava is going to look at Perry and she is assuming this drow does not speak halfling, so she will say in halfling, "We could just end this here."
He'll respond like, it's not my way to murder someone in cold blood.
She'll stare at Perry for a bit, look back at the drow, push him off, and walk away.
Okay.
So right now, is it just his hands bound?
Yes, he's
One
sitting
behind
up.
his feet.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a general dexterity check for me.
Someone with a higher dexterity want to roll it?
This is
I
just-
left, so
This is not tying skills 101.
I mean, I could probably do it, but I've only got a 1 in dexterity. It's not really.
I'll just do it.
Well, I mean, I can give you advantage. We'll say Ellis would probably just hold him still for you while you're trying to tie it.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. So you didn't need the advantage.
Yeah, but
Okay, yeah, definitely. You feel very very comfortable in tying a very secure knot around his feet. And you see as he like tries to kick you off of him momentarily, but Ellis kind of gets him in a tighter grip, and he grunts, and then just kind of relaxes as he just lets it happen at that point. Okay, not a problem. So shortly after this, as you guys are standing there, having spoken with this individual, try to assess the situation. You guys do hear maybe about 2 to 3 minutes later the loud footsteps of a large number of people running up into your direction. After a few moments, you do see now that there appear to be about 10 to 12 City Watch, all very heavily armed, all carrying torches, and they are currently rushing up into this alley. And you can see at the front of them, Captain Staggett is currently leading the charge as he rushes over and he looks over towards the group and he goes, "Halt! What's going on over here? We heard loud shouts."
As
And
they
this,
approach, Ava's going to try and find one of the alleys they're not coming down and hide. She does not like the guards.
We recognize him, or he was from the first Star House, right? The beginning of the campaign. Okay.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Eva, if you'd like. But yeah, you do see that they are coming up from the larger portions of the alley. They're not coming up from any of like the in betweens. Um, the group kind of rushes up, and you see that they all have some kind of mace or club in one hand, and their shields are ready at the other. And then you see as Captain Saget kind of puts his hands up for a second to stop the group, and he looks around at the rest of you, and he sees the one individual on the ground. He sees another individual with a large pool of blood around him, and he goes, "Who's in charge here? Tell me what's going on now."
I'll approach him. I don't know if he'll recognize me.
As you get closer, he does relax his shoulders a little bit. He goes, "I've seen you before at the warehouse. What are you doing
Yep.
here at night?"
We had received word that someone has been killing elves in the docks, and we had the unfortunate. Can't think of words. We're unfortunate enough to stumble upon this elf on the ground here, who is dead now, being attacked by this drow here, currently tied up.
And he shot at me.
Shot at you with what?
Who has the weapon?
I was holding it.
Would you be so kind to give it to him?
Are we?
It's up to
Okay.
you if you want to produce it or not. It's your call.
You need to produce it.
I'll take it out, I guess.
Okay. As you kind of hold it loftily in your hand, hilt towards Staggy, he kind of looks and steps
Well-
up towards you. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I wasn't gonna like point it at him or anything. Just
Right,
kind of like.
the backside of it, like the handle.
Oh, okay.
The-
Okay.
Yeah. So he walks up towards you and he reaches out for the handle and he takes it from your grasp. I did say hilt, right?
You said point it at him, and I was like, oh god.
Oh no, I said point the hilt at him. So as he reaches out and grabs onto the handle, he looks at the group of you and goes, "Is this the sound of that, or this the device that made that loud sound we've heard several times?"
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He takes it and he kind of looks at it for a moment, and it's a strange small revolver type looking thing, just out of character, so you guys get a visual on it. It's a 4-round revolver essentially, with your basic setup for any kind of Colt. But he takes a look at it and he tries to assess what it could be. He's like, well, whatever this is, it's a little bit above me. I'll have to turn it in, and what is that individual's name? Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll have to turn it into Commander Havilandor, have her look at it, try to assess what this is and where it came from, but I can promise you this is most irregular. Has he said anything? Have you been able to speak to him at all?
He speaks common, but he is refusing to give us anything.
You can seek
We've
out.
only had him in this position for a couple minutes.
I understand. And you, Johnson, Alexander, go make sure no one else comes down into these alleys for a moment. You watch as two of them kind of break off to the east and west sides. Um, Captain Staggett looks at the group of you, goes, while I greatly appreciate the service you have done to Waterdeep this evening, I must remind you the importance of getting the City Watch involved first. This is not a game we're playing here. You might all think you are some kind of adventurers, but trust me, things can get very dangerous in the docks. I've told you this before.
Next time someone shoots someone, I'll just walk away and go find you.
He just gives you a look. I only say it for your best interest, your safety. If you were all deciding to live here, learn to follow Waterdeep's laws. It would suit you well. But nevertheless, thank you, truly. This has been a problem for us for some time. We've been extremely understaffed as of late. Funding for the City Watch has dwindled significantly.
It's unfortunate.
Any reason why?
He kind of gives this long sigh as he just tries to assess the best way to say it. It is not for lack of my direct leadership or that of the City Watch, but previous management of the city of Waterdeep, the previous Open Lord, he did not do well in matters of finance for the city. Things were kind of run into the ground a little bit. It was one of the reasons why he was ousted. We've been trying to pick up the pieces and manage as best we can. We pray that Lord Silverhand takes us into a better direction now that she's in charge. But, nevertheless, again, I thank you all. We can handle this individual from here. I do promise you that he will be brought to justice.
Be careful,
Wonderful to hear.
Drow are not to be underestimated.
While this may be true for a large majority of individuals of his heritage, and he kind of looks over at this dark elf's direction, I can say from experience that I have met a few who walk a higher path. While a majority of them might cause trouble, there are some who are not only in it for themselves.
I'm assuming he's talking about Dritz.
He is. He is, and a couple others that he knows. But good catch. And so, with that, at that point, you do see that two of the City Watch are now just kind of cordoning off this alleyway a bit, as the rest of them are just looking through, and you can see now that there are a couple people out on the main roads. Even though it's late at night, the thunderous sounds of pistols being fired and the shouts and things coming from this back alley have garnered a bit of attention, even at this hour, getting close to probably midnight or so. And you can see the City Watch is doing its best to keep people at bay, try to keep things under wraps, and you do see maybe one or two of them run off in another direction. You pick up some faint chatter from them saying like, "Go, retrieve a priest of Kalimvor, and let's attempt to properly take care of this deceased," and things like that. But with that, unless you guys need to do anything else with him.
I want to ask him if we might know the results of the interrogation of the Drow, because I'm assuming they're going to interrogate him.
he will be brought to stand trial for his murder, and with proper evidence, the murders of the 6 other individuals that have laid to rest here in the dock ward this past 10 day. You can find me at my office. I cannot give you a time frame onto when his trial will take place, nor can I tell you its outcome until Lady Silverhand assesses the situation and deems punishment.
Well, let us know if you need witnesses.
He gives a slight nod in your direction, Perry, and he says, "That is most grateful, thank you. I will."
Oh, where's my headphones?
Hey,
Hey, Alice is here.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry for being late, guys.
it's quite alright.
Oh, we caught him.
You caught him. Wow, I'm impressed.
It's a drow.
He didn't say anything.
Did we kill him?
No,
No,
the
No,
guard
Harry
is here.
called the guards.
Oh, okay. Did we
We
take?
didn't really call the guards. They just kind of came because he's getting shot and stuff.
Harry kept Ava from murdering him in front of the guards.
Okay. Did we take his poison gun?
No, they made. Well, yes, but they made me give it to him because they told him
Ah.
that it existed. It's a tragedy.
That's okay. Well, I feel like I'm all caught up. We didn't get the gun. How sad.
I know, right?
That's the main point of the story right there. So Captain Staggett showed back up with a large force of the City Watch, and after some questioning of you individuals, they cordoned off the area, and they were in the process of promising swift justice for the murderer, and that the Open Lord, Lady Silverhand, will pass judgment once their trial is complete. But with that, with this individual now under custody of the City Watch, the rest of the evening is yours. What do you guys wish to do?
Should probably go back to the yawning portal and talk to that half orc.
Yeah, clear things up, Asepa.
Yeah, wait. We're getting paid for this, right?
Yes, which is why we have to go back to the yawning portal and talk to our contact.
Awesome,
Well-
awesome. I'm into it.
Okay.
Technically, we're getting paid. I don't know if he agreed to pay to everyone.
Well,
I
It was
was
a-
the one who followed him.
it was a flat rate. I'm pretty sure he was leaving it, dividing it up between us.
Didn't we talk him into giving us more? Or someone talked him into giving us more?
No, you guys. I believe the sum was 250 gold, and he provided half up front.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to get more out of it, but I decided not to since he seems to be all very powerful.
I can help with that. We didn't know he had a whatever that was.
I don't know if he's one to be trifled with.
We might not want to push this guy.
Especially since we're late on it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, he never gave us a date and time to be done by.
This is true.
As soon as possible.
I think he feels differently.
Oh, then you should have specified that when he told us.
Anyways, on to the yawning portal.
Let's meet him first. Tizio could have died if he had been a better decoy.
As I'm like holding my ribs from the fall.
Tizio is kind of hurt, isn't he?
Let's pat him on the back.
He is hurt, and he's currently standing on the roof watching out for you guys.
If he comes down here, I'll give him a little healing.
Sure, he definitely probably makes his way down.
Yeah, he's not here. Where is he?
Who, Tizzy?
Yeah, I would have made my way down with everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, I forget. Yeah, okay.
So, as you guys chatter amongst yourselves and you make your way back out onto the main road, you start heading over towards the yawning portal.
I'm out really quick. I'm gonna use. Let's do 8 points of lay on hands on him.
Nice.
Don't touch me! Ooh, that feels good.
Phrasing.
Ask consent first.
Every time Tizio is involved in healing, it always gets so awkward.
I'm sorry, my healing. All my healing is
It's
only
only
cut
awkward
frames.
if you let
So
it be awkward.
If you gentlemen are done, maybe we can get going.
Yes.
So, making your way back uptown. Let's pull you guys over to the city map.
Oh, hold
I
up. I got a
apologize,
quick. Oh, sorry.
No, I apologize, Calarian. How much was it?
8.
Cool, thank you. Sorry, Ellis.
Yeah. Kind of just a gameplay question. Did we ever figure out why it was elves he was targeting?
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh shit.
I mean, he was obvious.
Alright.
Well, metagaming, he was obviously racist, but in game it
Is
was
that
only
it?
like
I mean, in game,
Oh,
he was obviously.
oh, you said he
racist.
was drow.
Yeah, Drow
Okay.
hate.
I guess that makes
They're
a
all
bit
cousins.
more sense, but okay. All right, continue.
Okay. So, as you guys start making your way back up to the Yawning Portal, which is a bit of ways away, up about here. Go ahead and whoever's leading this, go ahead and make a D100 roll for me.
Would it maybe be safe to assume by now that we know, or like everyone but Tizio would know how to get to the Yawning Portal from where we're at?
Yeah, you guys have been in the city for a bit of time now, and you guys have traveled to the Dockward a couple times, so it doesn't only have to
Okay.
be Tizio.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, what is the name of that place? Of course, that's a good roll. Let's see here. Oh darn, where's my paper? Give me 1 second, sorry. Nope. Okay, I don't have it in front of me. So, as you guys are walking your way up towards the Yawning Portal, a strong wind starts blowing and picking up from the south, heading up northward, and it actually a piece of parchment just starts floating across the street and just ends up slapping Ellis in the side of the face there. And you grab it and you take a look at it, and you notice it's just an advertisement of some sort for a play that's going to be playing in the city of Waterdeep here, and it gives the name of a theater, but I don't have it in front of me, so I'll get that to you.
Oh, nice. Pompous theater stuff. No thanks. Oh, but Ava might be interested. Ava, you like theater?
Maybe just shakes her head and keeps singing. I'm not going to sing out loud, which is best for all of us.
shame.
And with that, as you guys are casually making your way back up to the Yawning Portal, you step inside to the warm lit interior. And while it is open, it is not extremely busy at the moment. You do see that there are a few patrons that are still there, talking amongst themselves. You see a couple others that are playing cards off in a corner. Um, you take a few moments to look around, and you can see Calarian Durnan meets your eye, and he kind of just gives you this nod of recognition as you pass. And
I'll throw him a wave.
all right, and he stops what he's doing for a moment. He waves back. He's like, "Is all well there?"
Yeah.
You look a little beat up. Everything all right?
A little bit of a fight in the docks.
It's rough waters out there, no pun intended.
Would Ava and Ellis know this establishment or anyone in it?
You
Yeah.
would.
Bonnie, man. Where's Bonnie?
She went home for the night. It's getting a little late here. Just the night crew keeping tabs. Me and one other.
What
Oh,
was the name of that
that's all
half
right.
orc?
What was the name of who?
The half orc.
Yagra.
Yager.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Durnan if he has seen her around, or if she's here.
He takes a moment to think, and he kind of looks up towards the second floor there, and he says, "She was in here earlier, wrestling some folk for some coin. She might still be upstairs. You can go check up there."
Okay.
And as you guys make your way up the wooden spiraling staircase to the second floor, you do see, currently just sitting in a booth alone, the familiar female half-orc, Yagra. And she's just currently hands clasped around a large mug of ale. She just seems to be sipping and staring off into the distance. But as you guys approach the platform and upon hearing the footsteps, she looks over in your direction. Her eyes kind of readjust onto the group of you for a moment. She waves and she goes, "Oh, I didn't think you'd be back so soon."
You seem to expected us sooner.
What do you mean?
We had a symbol was etched into our floor. The same symbol that your, I guess, guild represents or uses.
She looks a little confused at the statement. She stands up and she says, "Well, please just sit around if you have a moment. Devil's not here right now. I have to go get him."
Okay.
And you watch as she downs the rest of her ale and she just kind of sets the cup there on the table, and you see she picks up her large great axe that she had just kind of leaned up against the side of the table and straps it to her back and heads down the stairs and out of the yawning portal.
Could I have done an insight before she ran off?
You sure may.
Nice.
Perry, get the DM.
Yep. I can't spell today. So you guys take a few minutes to sit down up on the second floor, and you order a few drinks and food, what have you, as you guys wait. Probably for the better part of about an hour or so, it's just the group of you sitting upstairs, and you start getting that feeling of, damn, did she just ditch us? And then that's when you guys hear the familiar door and creak sound of the main tavern door opening, and you kind of glance over the side of the balcony there, and you can see, very finely dressed, even this late in the evening, with a emerald green cloak partially lifted up onto his head, a familiar Davil Starsong, approaching into the tavern with Yager holding the door open for him. You see that as he starts walking past, everybody make a perception check.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone. Okay. Calarian, you see very briefly, as you guys are kind of just seated around the table on the balcony there, you see that as Davil is making his way past Durnan, he gives a little bit of a nod, And then shortly behind him, almost as if it was like kind of timed well, you see Yager just kind of toss a small satchel of coin towards Durnan, and Durnan just quickly scoops it under the table. But nevertheless, he heads up the stairs, uh, doffing his cloak from his shoulders and tosses it onto a side table that's currently not in use. And he gives a bow slightly to the group of you and he says, my apologies for my tardiness. May I join you?
Yep.
Thank you. And he gives a broad smile as he begins to sit down at one of the ends of the table. And you see Yager just stands about 10 or 15 feet away, just minding her business from the group of you and just watching the rest of the tavern. Places his hands up on the table, and just crosses his fingers, or interlaces his fingers, and he leans in slightly and he goes, so Yager tells me the deed is done. Is this true?
Yes.
We
We found him in the act and being a drow.
He looks a little startled by this. A drow in Waterdeep. Well, that is most disturbing, isn't it?
Yes.
A little. Yes.
Not as disturbing as what he was carrying.
What was he carrying?
Firearm.
A firearm? How would he have
Yeah, some kind of like boomstick. Pretty funny, huh?
Oh, I would say the exact opposite, and yes, I guess you could call it a boomstick. They are rather loud, although extremely illegal here.
Well, he's arrested now. Caught him red-handed murdering someone, so he should be open and shut case.
Well, I would hope that would be the case, as Waterdeep has recently taken on new management. But, nevertheless, I congratulate you. It took you a little bit longer than I had anticipated. But, I'm glad you guys stuck to your word and followed suit.
We would have gotten done sooner, but we were waylaid by something beyond our control.
And he nods in your direction, Claire, and he says, that I can understand. As I said previously, I did not have any sort of timeline on it. I had only requested the sooner the better. And at least you guys managed to do it. We have hired others before who decided to just leave without word, and it can be very frustrating, I'm sure you understand. So, tell me more about this drow. Was he working with anyone? Was there anyone there watching you?
When we only saw him, he refused to tell us anything.
Didn't see anyone else either.
We didn't have him in our custody very long before City Watch came.
Who was the arresting officer?
Captain.
Staggered.
Captain Stagnant.
Staggert or something.
Ah, that old mule. Okay. Not much I can do from that point, I suppose. Well, a deal's a deal. Yagra, darling. And you watch as she starts stepping up to the table. She goes, yes, boss. I believe we agreed upon, what was it, 250 was the total.
I think there were 5 when you hired them, and it took 6 of us to do it.
She looks over at you, or he looks over at you, Kaleri, and he goes, does this one speak for you?
Who said it?
Dabble
Ava.
said this to you.
No, who's the?
Ah, sorry.
I don't know voices yet. Still.
No problem. It was Ava.
Okay. Yes, he doesn't speak for me, but he is a member of our group, and we all speak as one.
Interesting. Well, young lady, When did you join along? I didn't see you the first time I met the 5 of them.
We've run into each other since.
Well, be that as it may, there were 5 of them upon the initial contract, and that is what I am going to pay, unless you have other problems with that.
Not at all, but the fact that it took 6 of us, that we found a drow, and that there was a firearm involved, does make it a little bit different than I imagined they initially contracted.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. He looks at you with a very long, discerning look, as if he's attempting to assess your person. And then after a moment, he leans back and smiles, and he goes, I think you would do well with us. Are you sure you're only sticking around with these folk?
I don't see why the two have to be different.
I knew I'd like you. Yagra, let's pay them a little extra, I think, for their tireless efforts to complete a contract agreed upon, shall we? Whatever you say, boss. And you watch as Yagra reaches in to a side pouch of hers, and she separates some gold coins into a separate satchel and places it on the table before you. And then she goes back to her post a few feet away. So,
I assume this means an end to the vandalism in our place of living.
well, whatever do you mean?
Someone carved the Zentrum symbol on our floor.
When was this?
Just
The
the other
last
day.
day.
You see as he gives another glance over to Yagra, and Yagra she just puts her hands up. She's just kind of like this shrug of I don't know what the hell they're talking about. And then he looks back at the group of you and he says, well, I can promise you that I or anyone in my establishment wouldn't do something so petty as to vandalize your home. Especially not when we have a contract in progress. I don't know who did that.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, I was gonna
Sure
say, can I insight check to see if any of them are lying?
Of course.
Well, I'm glad that that's not the case. We were worried that you had grown impatient with us.
Well, I understood that the task would be difficult, my young halfling friend. But, no. If I had an issue, I would be at your doorstep myself. That I can promise you. For those of you who rolled, you get the sense that while he is generally hard to tell or to get a grasp on whether he's lying or not, I would say that just by the sheer awkwardness of the statement and him, it kind of threw him off a bit, and you get the sense that he seems to be telling the truth, that he doesn't generally know who would have done such a thing. He seemed a little confused by it.
When we first met, you had said that there are other members of the Zentrum that are not under your umbrella, basically.
Yes, that is correct. When our previous leader, Manchun, left, he just completely vanished without leaving any sort of structure, should I say.
Do you know where those folk might be in the city?
If I knew where Erstal was hiding, rest assured he wouldn't be hiding for very long.
What name did he just say?
Erstal.
Yes.
Ursel.
When he and his rogue band decided that the true leader of the Zentarum was not me. There were some that defected, let's say, to his group of individuals, like-minded. He's been causing quite a stir here with the Zenithar Guild. I don't entirely understand what he is up to.
Well, he seems to be going after us too.
Well, then I guess it's better that we are such good acquaintances now, wouldn't you say?
Well, we could always use a few more coins.
And that I can provide. If you ever need more work, please feel free to come find me. Now, unless you have any other pressing matters for me, it is pretty late, and I do like to get my sleep.
So just to confirm, we all got 25 gold. Is that what it came out to?
From the first time,
Close.
From this guy this time.
you guys have not checked the pouch yet.
Did we ever
Oh.
split last time?
Ava will check the pouch.
I put it on my character sheet. I don't know if anybody else did.
Yeah, you guys should have split the first time. He gave you guys 125 divided by 5. And,
I honestly cannot remember.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure I took my cut. I just then gave you guys 30 for the input
No.
of the tavern.
well, Ellis,
We weren't
Yeah.
there, Ellis.
Yeah, you guys were. This is an incident that happened with this gentleman Davil prior to you guys joining.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So, Ava, as you kind of flip through the satchel there in front of you, there seems to be about 175 gold pieces inside this bag. And Davil just kind of looks in your direction, looks towards the rest of you patiently. Oh, I did the
Well-
math wrong. You're right. There are 6 of you. I did that wrong. Hold on.
It'd be 150, I think.
Yes, 150. I apologize. That was terrible. I don't know why I counted 7. I get gold too, you know.
You can print the gold.
Yeah,
Ava,
exactly. I am the Federal Reserve. Here, so I fucked up. So you'll each get 30 apiece. So we'll just make it a flat 180.
Ava will always negotiate so that numbers divide evenly.
So 30 each will be the correct total. My apologies. So, Devil sits there patiently, arms at his side, looking around to each of you in turn. And unless you guys... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think we're good.
Yes, good night.
Oh, what time is it right now?
By now, probably close to 2 in the morning, I'd say. Just having to wait for them, travel back up from the dock ward. It's super late,
And it's a half-hour walk back to our house.
roughly.
Oh, if it's that, I was just gonna say if it's too long, we might as well just get a room here. But if it's only a half hour,
I was gonna say, I mean, half hour is pretty long.
I mean,
Let's see here. So you guys are
we'll sleep in.
Yep. Yeah. So I'd say about half hour, 45 minutes. Yep. So and with that, Davil he stands up and he just gives a slight bow to the group of you. He says, "If you do find any information about Erstal, please don't get yourselves involved directly. I still don't understand what his intentions are,
Can you give us a description of them, so just in case?
I sure can. Pardon me. Do. He is your average human male. A light tan skin, a less skin. Um, I would not terribly tall. Probably a little bit shorter than myself. Um, has a bit of a strange cut right up under his chin, and the ugliest mustache you've ever seen. But who am I to say what's in style these days? As he kind of looks down at his clothing. But I guess more than anything you would know who he is, because he definitely likes to announce his presence to those around him and assert his authority where it be.
Okay.
But with that, if you guys need any more work, please come find me. He gives another broad smile and a light bow and starts to pick up his cloak and start to put it on as he heads out.
Well, let's head home. Falling asleep.
Okay?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
You bet. So, you guys pack up your things and, did you guys eat and drink? So, up to you.
Yeah, I'd say I would.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the group of you, I would say, probably just something to eat. Let's see. It'd probably put you guys back maybe about a gold and a half, just for the 6 of you to eat something. Pretty decent meal at the Yawning Portal, even at this late hour.
$25 silver popcorn.
25 silver is 2.5 gold.
All right.
It's 25 copper, right?
Yeah, 25 copper.
However you guys want to divvy it up. Yes, that is correct. 10 silver is 1 gold. No problem.
I'll put 2 gold on the table because this is just taking too long.
Easy enough to do. Yep. Durnan scoops it up and he says, "Do you want change?"
Nah, it's fine.
I didn't think so. Alright, y'all have a good night. Come back again tomorrow, huh?
We'll see.
Alright, keep yourself out of trouble, Calarian.
No promises.
If you need anything, just let me know, huh?
He said keep themselves out of trouble. Yeah, right.
Hey, as you guys are walking out, he kind of looks over at you, Tizio, and goes, "Hey, you. Hey, come here for a minute."
I'll go up to him.
He kind of looks around the group of you, and he kind of leans in towards you over the bar table. He says, "Bonnie told me to give you a message. She said, just keep your eyes up, huh? Don't know what the hell she meant by it, but she said if I saw you."
Yeah, oh, vague.
Tizio's gonna look up, like around, like I'm assuming we're on the ground floor, and it's 2 floors here.
It's 3 floors.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look around if I see anything, I guess, fishy, someone watching, like keeping an eye on us or anything like that.
Make a perception check. Okay. Yeah, you look at Durnan, and you kind of just look up towards the rafters and towards the upper balcony and staircase leading up to the even the third floor where the actual rooms are for this tavern. You're not seeing anything out of the ordinary. You're not seeing any kind of like etches or writing or things that seem to be out of place there. There's still a couple patrons here on the ground floor, and there wasn't anybody up on the second floor when you guys were up there earlier, aside from Yager and Dabble. But yeah, you're not seeing anything.
I'll kind of I guess tap on the counter twice and just say, tell Bonnie thanks, and I can't wait to see her again.
All right, will do. He just kind of goes back to cleaning up some of the counter there and putting some of the dishes away in the back, and you see him step out of sight as you guys make your way out into the cooler evening breeze of the city of Waterdeep. Anyone who wants to lead the way, feel free to roll a D100.
Before we set off, I think as soon as we get outside, Ava will look to Clarion and Perry and say, "So, are we coming with you?"
What do you mean?
I'm not sure we had any kind of long-term agreement.
Well, we have a place to stay and food and drink, and we've obviously been making plenty of coin, so that's up to you.
Yeah, frankly, Ava, I feel invested in like their place. So if it's a place to sleep, it's a place to sleep. You know, better than the streets.
Yeah, we got plenty of room.
Ava shrugs.
If you're not worried about ghosts, then don't worry about it.
Sorry, ghosts?
I think it's the previous owner that's still there. He's fine.
We'll figure it out. He's harmless.
Yeah, they fix up the place at night. It's very strange.
All right then.
Tizia would take the lead unless anybody else wants to do it.
Juliet,
All yours.
already roll it.
Sorry, I didn't notice that.
41. Nice. Sweet. Okay, so let me do a couple things. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I gotta pull up the right name. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I rolled a good one.
You did. Here. I get to pull up the awesomest maps ever.
An ancient black dragon appears.
Yeah, I'm rolling stats right now. Shh.
We never said we'd survive, just that it'd be fun.
Where is it? Okay. Yeah, so as you guys are making your way up the high road, which is one of the main leading roads heading back up to the North Ward, Ellis is kind of glancing down at that paper again, and he says, "Oh, I mean, isn't the Gentle Mermaid up in the North Ward?" And Tizio would be like, "Yeah, that's one of the fest halls that's up nearby." It's like, all right, cool. I think it's right off the high road too, isn't it? And as you guys are saying that, you guys kind of look up, and right near just about this area here.
I'm still in the alleyway, by the way. If I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone else
same.
is.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
same here.
apologies. I thought I dragged you guys over. I'm a tard. I've been moving the map and everything on the main map.
Yeah, I think.
Let me know when you can see it. I
Yep.
forgot to drag the stupid flag over. So as you guys are making your way up the high road, and Ellis, he shouts out, it's like, "Oh, hey, Tizio, you around here? Haven't you seen the Gentle Mermaid before?" And Tizio's like, he looks up to kind of assess where he's at. He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's about right over there." And literally right about here on this part, you can see that there is this large-looking fest hall and slash tavern that's currently closed, and you can see that there is a very pristine looking visage of a mermaid that is stretched across the wide wooden double doors of this what appears to be some sort of theater or area of entertainment. Sitting across the street, um, rather casually, not doing anything out of the ordinary, you see an individual, a human male, who is very intently staring across the way at this fest hall that is closed. And there's nobody else on the street near him. He seems to be sitting in the front of this what appears to be like a late night cafe. He's sitting at a small table to himself, a small notebook on the side of his cup, and he's just constantly just staring in that direction. And he watches as the group of you pass by him, and he just nods. He says, "Well, evening," and then he goes back to watching. You can see that this human male, he appears to be dressed in what appears to be a very long brown trench coat of some sort. And then underneath you can see that there's a very finely made orange like sweater vest of some sort, and then just very well-mannered shoes. But he just kind of notices your presence as you walk along, and he continues to stare. And then every so often you can see that he starts jotting things down in his book.
It's a beautiful ornament, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, you could say that, sure. It's not the ornament I'm really looking at, but hey, haven't I seen you around before?
Do we know him?
You haven't seen him, no.
No, I can't say I've ever met you before. What are you looking at if you're not looking at the gold mermaid?
Well, I'm on a bit of a stakeout, you see. The name's Trench. Vincent Trench. Private detective here in Waterdeep. Could have swore I've seen you around these parts. Don't you guys live up in Trollskull Alley?
Yes.
Not very private if you're just telling everybody.
When you're open about what you're doing, people tend to overlook you. And he kind of gives you a wink. And then he quickly, like as he winked, you didn't even see it, but like his hand just flicks out from his sleeve a small card, and he hands it over to you, and you look at it, and it's just a pair of orange cat eyes. And you stare at it for a moment. You go, "This is the dude right across from our house."
This is the dude right across from our house.
Ava's gonna take the card and see if she can make it disappear the way he made it appear.
Make a sleight of hand check. Okay. With that actually beats everyone's passive perception. So yeah, with that you kind of take it and you just kind of flick it in front of Perry's face, and it vanishes from sight.
Wow.
So he looks at the group of you and he goes, "Yeah, I've been hired to look at some of these spots here. Can't really get into too much detail, but I saw you all leave this morning. A customer of mine was quite persistent."
I don't suppose you saw who vandalized our inn? Or even stole the weapons to vandalize our inn?
Yeah, I heard that the Steam and Steel got robbed just the other night. They haven't come to me directly. They know I live there. If you guys are looking for someone to investigate for you, I'd be happy to solicit my services for a price.
I mean, to be fair, we're pretty sure we know who did it, just not where they are.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there looking for services. Just if you happen to notice.
I've noticed a lot of things. I keep very good tabs on those around me. There's nothing in Waterdeep I can't find. I promise you that.
What are your rates?
His rates are... Let me pull that up. Okay. General inquiries and any preliminary investigations, depending on how detailed you want it to be. Usual asking price is about 50 gold. Small sum for figuring out those deep dark secrets you can't find yourself. You watch
You
as
said 50 gold, like 50?
like 50.
That's a bit pricey.
You ever heard of Port de Mali?
I've been known to be there from time to time.
And do you know the steam engines that live underground, or not live, but built underground that no longer work?
That was ages ago. How long have you been around?
Not that long, but and there's a rumor that a very important piece to that engine, is located somewhere in this city. Is that something you could locate?
He stops for a moment and thinks, and you watch as he kind of puts a marker in his book and closes it, and he looks over at you, Perry, and is this piece important to you?
Incredibly.
He smiles broadly. I promise you I can find out where it is. If it's something you want me to acquire for you, I unfortunately will not do that. I'm not going to steal things for others' benefits. But I
Well,
can give you an exact location.
That's
Has he been lying to me?
Make an insight check.
well.
He seems extremely hard to read. You're not entirely sure, especially for a person you guys haven't met before in person. Not entirely sure what to make of him. He seems confident enough, though.
Well, I don't need you to steal it for me. However, you are just a random person on the street.
I'm no random person, sir. I do promise you that.
Do you have any references?
I do. But, what is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the right word for it now. Client privilege is just
There you go.
privilege.
Figures. Well, I think we'll be in touch. I'll
Yes,
think on it.
please. I'm only a stone throw away. If you ever change your mind or you get stuck along your own search, just come find me. I'd be glad to assist.
Okay, I'll keep you in mind. Good night.
See you soon. And with that strange bit of conversation, you all kind of try to gather your thoughts and shake the oddness out of your minds as you continue to make your way into the North Ward, over into Troll Skull Alley. As you guys approach the familiar, welcoming sight of your dilapidated four-store home, Doors are currently locked, but Calarian, you do have a spare key, and you make your way inside to rest for the evening. Is there anything you guys wish to do for the night?
Sleep.
Yeah, around what time is it at this point?
Probably 3 o'clock ish.
Definitely sleep.
Yep, off to bed.
All right.
I'll cast an alarm on the bottom floor.
Okay. You can
That
cover a 20-foot square, right?
Uh, yeah, but like, I don't know how big the bottom floor is, but sure.
I just put it in front of the entryways.
Well, let's do this. Bottom
Well, it's 10 minutes a cast, so I don't want to cast it more than once.
10, 20, 30, 40 by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 40 by 60, give or take.
Oh boy. I don't know. I'll get like the main door and maybe try to get a window or two.
Uh,
I don't have the exact floor plan, but
I click show to players. You guys should have it. It should have popped up on you.
Yeah, I'm able to see it.
Yeah, did it not pop up for you?
oh, there it is. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, so I mean, perfectly fine. You can cast multiple alarms, right?
Yeah, but it takes 10 minutes each. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Sure. So front door.
Yeah, and maybe if I can grab a window in that 20 foot.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely. Okay, just checking. Okay, and with that, as you guys all,
there's the kind of like the florist shop across the way from our place.
there is.
I wanna go and pick one flower and then go to bed.
Are you trying to be quiet about it?
Yes.
Make a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, you walk across from the front of the tavern of Troskull Manor, and there you see before you the beautiful 3-story greenhouse. There are still a couple flowers. You have a couple. There are yellows and reds and purples that are currently just assorted and arranged in various different pots out front. Pick a litter. It's up to you, but you are able to pluck one out. Not an issue.
Right. Then I'll go back inside.
Okay. So, as you guys all find your respective bed chambers or sleeping areas that you prefer, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And then we'll come back in about
What time?
5 minutes or so.
Sure. Okay.
All right. And we'll be right back.
All right. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Ava's here.
Cool.
I'm back.
Awesome.
All right.
Just adding in a picture of Vincent Trench for you guys. Should be in your NPC handouts.
What was it now?
I added what Vincent looked like in your handouts.
Look at that man's.
Definitely got a Sherlock Holmes vibe.
Awesome. Once I get the thumbs up from everyone, we'll start back up.
Who are we waiting on?
I'm not sure. Tizio, I think, is not back yet, and Calarian. Show off. What's this? What is that?
I'm here.
Tell him, what is that?
Looks like a stomach.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right, a little backwards, I think.
I can't see anything.
He put a link on Roll20 to a picture that he drew. I think. I don't know. Let me look at it again. Oh, okay. Well, I guess yes. Okay, from my perspective, I was thinking of it the other way around. So sure.
Wait, what are we looking at? The stomach is pretty good.
A left thumb.
Oh, that's supposed to be his thumbs up.
Right.
It could be a right thumbs up. It depends on the angle that you're looking at it.
Sure. We'll go with whatever user preference is.
So we cut off the tip of that thumb? It's a half-drawn camel.
Let's see. Let me pull up my calendar.
What is it? A Pictionary? Is that the one that where like you draw and the person has to guess what it is? I think we'd like fail if it was Talon.
you're discouraging his college profession in art.
No, it's not.
So today's the 21st. Okay, cool. I'm afraid to click on it now.
It's the same thing.
Oh.
The wrong thing. It's ruined. Everything's ruined.
It's the same link. What the heck?
One of these days, we should all just play like what is it? TKO.
I don't know.
What's the thing called?
There's a lot of things in this world.
So you're being pretty
I
big,
know
man.
the Quip game.
No idea.
Quiplash.
Yeah, it's like Quip, but what's the Jackbox games? That's what it's called.
Oh,
TKO,
the Jack
Jackbox.
Party games.
Yep.
Talking about Quiplash?
Oh, I was talking about TKO, which is the one where you draw shirts.
Oh god,
That's
no.
isn't it Drawful?
I think that's
I,
in
I
the
know which
first
one you're
one.
talking about.
In the first one, I think Quiplash 2 has TKO, where it's like you draw shirts and then you have captions. I own a shirt that was made on TKO, so it's good stuff.
I've yet to play a Jackbox game that didn't get extraordinarily filthy.
Well, they're filthy because of the people who play them, not because of the questions themselves.
Oh yeah,
generally.
it was because of my friends.
Yeah,
Yep.
isn't there like a rated E for everyone?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Until the R-rated players play.
We went above R. The shirt that won had a quote that said, I think it was a dick nearby is a dick inside.
Yep. I have my shirt. It's a black T-shirt and it has a world like a globe. It has a globe on it, but the top half of the globe has like a giant penis sticking out of it, and the bottom half of the globe like is giant boobs, and the caption is just "big peen." It's
I don't think
quite...
it's possible to play those games without drawing cock and balls and stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Did you wear that to like your job interview or something? Or
No, that's my weekend. That's my weekend shirt. My weekend party shirt.
So as the sun rises across the city of Waterdeep and starts to peer through the still remaining patchwork that needs to be done in Trollskull Manor, you all find yourselves rising a little bit later than you'd expect. Uh, the day seems to have gone on without you guys, and you have arisen around early afternoon. But nevertheless, you do hear the faint sounds of cleaning and adjusting of things downstairs. But the day is yours. What do you wish to do?
We currently have no active quests, right?
Not from me.
Yeah, we gotta make some money now.
I apologize.
I
You said
like
it was
party.
early morning.
I think it was late morning, kind of slept in.
Yeah, around 11:30 or so. You got it. I just assume you do it every day.
Cool. Even better.
I cast Mage Armor.
Okay. You imbue yourself with the arcane magics of mage armor, and you feel the slight shimmer across your body, letting you know that it was successful. And as you guys make your way down to the taproom floor, you see the familiar Floon Blagmar, currently just doing his best he can to arrange any of the still remaining broken shelving and furniture that is within your tap room. He looks at the group of you and nods slightly in your direction as you enter through the main hallway or the main doorways. He says, "Late night, was it?"
A bit.
Yes.
Here, can you get me that morning coffee?
Yeah, I'll get right on then as soon as we buy a coffee maker.
What are you talking about? I have one right here. And I just start pouring ale into a cup.
So, what's the order of business today with you guys? Do anything fun last night?
Found a murder with a drow. Usual.
Is that so? A drow in the city, huh?
Unfortunately.
Well, serves him right, I guess. Doesn't belong here, that type.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they hate all of us surface dwellers, don't they? Better off to see us dead than to mix and mingle with our kind.
They have cultivated a pretty severe reputation.
I think that's putting it lightly.
Drought is horrible in where I'm from.
You know what's even worse than drow? Rich people.
And lack of breakfast.
Hey, here.
Tizia will agree with Ellis. Yeah, those, yeah, those rich people.
Rich people aren't necessarily bad.
Speaking of that, anyway, we are planning to get rich.
We could go back to Star Strong and see if he's got more work for us, like he said.
We're a pretty nice sized party. I'm sure the Heroes Garden wouldn't mind if we, we'd probably get a lot of shit done.
The what? The heroes what?
The Heroes Garden, it's just like the giant park where mercenaries hang out waiting for work. Probably not as reliable as your source, but given the size of our party, we could, I don't know, be pretty close to first pick. Get some good work.
There's always the black staff. Maybe they have work.
I'd also prefer to avoid working with the Zents if possible.
Well, I think if we want to resolve our conflict with their sub-guild, we need to do something with them. They're our best bet. Remember, we had some break in our inn?
I understand that, but I feel like if we go to him, the work he's going to give us is going to be questionable at best. I feel like this murder investigation we did is a one-off.
And you didn't get paid nearly enough. We got found in the Heroes Garden and got paid nearly as much as you did for the whole drow incident, just to come into that haunted house and find you.
Didn't you get paid 30 gold to come find us?
It's 35 each instead of 50 each.
Yeah.
Let's just say we're good at our jobs, and if all 5 of us work together to get something done, we could make good cash. Which doesn't exist in this world. Good coin.
No, whatever gets us gold. Gotta fix this place up somehow.
I would be okay with checking out this Heroes Garden and see if it's worth it.
Does
Some days are
Tizio know?
better than others, but
Okay, so what's the plan, guys?
Perry's will go along with.
Well, aren't we? What did we ever get with the repairs? I know we talked about money. Did we ever actually go to the guy and be like, "Here's money"?
He
Get started.
said that he was supposed to come to you.
Did we have any idea when?
You don't, but you can ask Floon if you like.
I will ask Floon that.
Sure. Yeah. So, asking Floon, hey, have you guys seen? Has he seen Drandon around? And if you recall, he had went out to let Drandon know that you guys were back in town, since Floon did not know where you guys had went. So he chimes back in. He says, "Well, I didn't know what time you guys were gonna be back after you guys left yesterday. I told Drandon to stop by. He hasn't showed up yet since you guys were still asleep. So I expect him sometime throughout the day."
Okay. Well, I don't mind staying behind today to meet up with him.
That's what we got Floon for, right? You can give him money, and then he can handle dealing with Devon.
Fair point. Is Floon willing to deal with that? Or would you prefer one of us to stick around?
If you look over to Floon and you tell him if he's willing to meet with Drandon, he'll nod and say, I can pass over whatever message you want, and if you want me to hand him gold, I can. Um, if there's any specific requirements you want of these guild halls to repair the place, it's probably best if you speak with him directly.
Yeah, it might be a better idea for one of us to stay behind.
Okay, well, I guess we're only trying to get work. We don't need you there for that.
Yeah, you can just come back to me and whatever. Probably should collect the gold that we were pooling together for whatever repairs we decided. I think we had to cover the first like 3 things.
I think Perry's paying his share in full up front, so about 200.
Okay. I have not been keeping track of how much you guys pulled together, so how much have you guys put together for it?
Unless somebody else wrote it down, we'll probably have to discuss it again.
I know I was putting 200. I think a few others, but I think we were up to like 400 total.
I'm also trying to find the sheet with the repair information on it. I don't.
It is under
Yeah.
player handouts, Troll Skull Manor. Troll Skull repair estimate.
The first 3 repairs are 375.
I think it was
It's weird. I don't see it until you brought it up.
Okay. It should be there for you, though.
Oh, it's okay. It's way down there.
because I think you said we have to do that in that order. Correct.
Okay, so yeah, it's 375 for the first 3 things, and I think I remember we were giving enough gold to cover up, and we'd have like 30 gold left over.
I believe it wasn't in that order, but in the order of importance.
It has to essentially.
No, he said it was in that order.
Well, as I believe, because I think it was Floon or somebody who had told you guys that Drandon had left a note on there that said, one guild can't do their job till the previous guild does theirs,
Okay.
Gotcha.
as per the laws and regulations of Waterdeep.
Yeah, I just remember you specifically saying that it has to be done in that order, but that might have also been my interpretation of what you just said. Regardless, so I think I was who was pointing up what?
So Perry said he was dropping 200.
Oh, Ellis put in 30. Originally, at least.
Yep.
So.
Because Ellis had dropped in the 3 stones.
Okay.
Ava dropped in the 3
Oh,
stones.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Ava gave in the 3 stones.
How much were those worth?
30.
So that's 260.
I don't
Did we?
remember.
No, I was giving 100, so that's 360. Were we selling that silver sword too, or is that part of what Perry was putting forward?
No, that was something different. I think we were going to try and sell it and put it towards the end.
What didn't you give like 100 gold value?
I think it was like
PM?
110, 115 or so is what when Perry and Tizio investigated it.
Okay.
So that's up to 460.
It's my 200 now.
I'm writing it down as well.
All right. So with 4 of us giving, so I give 100. Perry's doing 200. Alice is 30. Ava's 30. Silver Sword's 110. It's at 470. And how much gold did we get last night? Was 30 apiece?
Yes.
So then that's gonna put me pretty low if I give 200.
I mean that's enough for. I mean, I don't think it would be super fast to get through fixing that stuff. So we'll have time.
Yeah, because the next milestone is like 475 or something, 425.
Yeah.
And then it's relatively cheap in comparison for the rest.
And I'll have some time to figure out the scroll situation so we can sell those. I just haven't had enough time to figure out what I want to keep and what I don't.
Okay, so with the 470, I assume we can give him to Durnan. Or does he want the exact amount, or does he want us to? We just give him whatever we can, and he just like keeps the remainder as a down payment or something.
So that would be a conversation you'd have to have with him because he hasn't been able to meet up with you guys face to face since you guys went missing.
Okay.
The last thing you guys had was the itinerary with the note saying that follow the list down, and then the last interaction that was had with Dranon was Floon went out to go find him.
Okay. So then I guess I'll ask that when I see him.
Okay. So, as you guys are taking the time out and trying to have some late breakfast, early lunch, Floon looks around and he says, I've cleaned up about as much as I can until we get some real furniture in the place. I mean, is there anything else I can do for you guys while I'm here?
No,
Plan layout.
Say again?
Him and I, while we're waiting for that dude to come, could maybe plan a layout or come up with layout ideas for the place.
Uh, I think I'll leave that up to you guys how you want to arrange everything. I'm not too much of an interior designer myself, so I couldn't tell you what the best layout for a bar would be. Been to a bunch of them, but you know, anything that's readily accessible to the public, house a lot of space if you're looking for a big business anyway. And he kind of gestures around the room a bit. He's like, you know, good sized amount of tables, but don't forget people like their privacy too, so you don't want to overclutter.
Fair.
Are you guys going to be renting out rooms upstairs, or are you keeping the whole rest of the place to yourselves?
I don't know if we discussed that yet.
That might be
Probably make more money doing that.
might be a discussion you want to have with your your friends here. Might let you know how many people you need for work here too.
Yeah, it's a lot more money invested too. We gotta get
Yeah.
there first.
I think we can discuss that later, though, once we get this fixed up. Because right now, all we're paying for is repairs to like the structure itself.
Sounds fair to me. Well, once you come up with a plan, just let me know, boss.
Will do.
So let's see here. Are you guys all just sitting around waiting for Dranon before you do anything, or?
Let's say we go to the hero's garden or whatever.
I'll
Yeah, I
stay
think
behind.
Clarion was staying behind. We were looking for work.
Okay. Easy enough to do. So, as the rest of you finish up making your plans for the day, the group of you step back out into the familiar alleyway. Very cloudless sky here on this warmer spring day. The scent of summer lingers in the air as you guys know that it's slowly approaching. Um, Streets are lively, especially around midday. This time, the northern and southern streets seem to be bustling with the various shop merchants and people commuting about. Looking around the area, you do see that the familiar elven person that was looking down from you inside the greenhouse is now currently just out front of his or her establishment, just carefully watering some of the plants and things to the outside. And she stops and takes a look at the surrounding area, and you watch as they just kind of wave in your direction briefly. Further down the way, you can actually see that there is a gold dragonborn in a very maroon, like a vibrant maroon robe that is just gingerly walking to the west. Seems to be carrying a large stack of books under one arm, and his small spectacles at the bridge of his nose continue to slip as he pushes it back up on his face. But he seems to be heading further down the alley to the west.
You're kind of muffled.
I'm muffled. I'm sorry. Is this better?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so you do see the elven person across from where number 4 is, the greenhouse area. They are currently in the process of watering plants and things like that. You also see a gold dragonborn male in a vibrant maroon robe with a large stack of books under one arm as they are making their way across the alley. They had just recently passed by the front of your tavern. He just kind of looks in your direction, but minds to himself, continues on to the west side of the alley. But you guys are able to make your way onto one of the main roads from the alley and head up towards the Hero's Garden. I would say at this point, since this is a new spot for the group of you, either Tizio, Ellis, or Eva can lead the way. Actually, no, Tizio, you wouldn't because you haven't been there. You know that it's there, but you haven't been there yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like Ellis knows where it's at.
Yeah.
I'll lead the way.
All right, roll a d100 for me. I'll have to check the video, Tizio.
Don't worry, that I already have it noted.
Divine intervention works.
First time that's happened.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What you guys see as you guys are, making your way out into the street there, actually, it's interesting. Um, the same gold dragonborn that was carrying that pile of books ends up dropping it like it tumbles out of his hand. There are these very large, thick tomes, and you watch as he just kind of lets out a loud huff of smoke from the front of his nose in frustration, and you watch as he mutters a few words, and then you see this very large, thin disc appear out of nowhere, and Talum, you would immediately recognize this as a floating disc, and he starts piling these books on top of it, and then now with both arms free, stretches slightly and begins proceeding on further down the alleyway.
I'll just give a shout. Yeah, you should have led with that one.
He stops and he turns to look over to you and he says, "Ah, good day. What did you say?"
You should have led with that useful spell. Shouldn't have started out by carrying him.
Well, any mage worth his salt knows that you don't use magic willy-nilly.
Why not?
He kind of cocks his head a little bit to the side now, and you can see he's not young. He seems to be up in his years as far as age goes. You do see that there's more wrinkle lines, I would say, that not extremely noticeable under the thicker golden scales, but there is some age within his face, and he just kind of pushes his spectacles back up towards his face and he goes, "Well, the use of the arcane requires a deeper understanding and an appreciation for such magics. Knowing that not everyone can cast such things shouldn't be taken for granted. I'm sorry, where are my manners? Where is his name? My name is Rishal. What is yours?"
Talum.
"Talum. Are you new here?"
I've been here for about probably a couple weeks now. I think a week or so. I don't know. Couple weeks. I don't remember. I don't remember is out of character.
Oh, it's been like a week.
Yeah. Okay. A week or so.
I understand. So you're not from Waterdeep originally? Where did you learn?
I had a great teacher back in my hometown, small town, far away. I doubt you would notice.
Hmm. And he kind of cracks a slight smile, and you see that some of his sharpened teeth are showing as he just kind of politely nods at you. He says, "Well, if there's anything you ever need to learn more, feel free to stop by my shop. I have a large selection of things. I'm sure you would appreciate them."
I'm sure. Where is it?
"It's just down the end of the alley here." And he kind of gestures with his hand. He just points out, and you can see um, going down towards the alley, if you kind of make your way over there to look, there is a wooden sign of a very beautifully carved gold dragon that is currently wrapped and nestling itself around a pile of books. Do you like it? I call it the bookworm's treasure.
Pretty clever.
I thought so. Well, we have all sorts of books, both magical and benign. If you're ever in need of something, or if you have anything for trade, I'd be happy to look at it.
I'll probably stop by.
Wonderful. I see that you guys came from the Troskol Manor. You guys live there now?
Yeah, we do. We recently moved in.
Well, welcome to Troskol Alley. It's a pleasure to have new people arrive. Always spices things up a bit. Hopefully I'll see you around.
I'm sure you will.
Of course, you guys would find another Dragonborn when I'm not around.
And then he starts walking his way back towards his shop as you guys just kind of make your way back out into the street. Probably take you. Let's take a look at the map.
Did he drop any books? Like, did he leave any books behind?
Make a perception check. Uh, Best you could tell, he seemed to have picked up everything. The alleyway itself's not super busy. It seems that, unless you have business there, the surrounding patrons that frequent the North Ward, they don't just cut through the alley like it's a shortcut. They respect the alley enough to know, that this isn't a high traffic area, so most people in Waterdeep will stick to the main roads unless they have business to go through alleys. So it's fairly easy to see that he was able to pick everything up and place it upon his magical disc.
Sounds good.
But yeah, with that, probably maybe a 20 or so minute walk. You guys end up making your way to the outer perimeter of what is known as the Hero's Garden. As you guys make your way over here, you can first start making out the outline of it once you reach, what is that? Skull Street. So, cutting off the high road and going through Thunderstaff Way, cutting up Skull Street, you can see now that this garden of sorts is a completely opened area that is isolated in almost like an island type by itself. There are no living spaces here in the garden itself. It's not enclosed in any which way. Completely open to the public. As you guys approach the well-kept greenscape that arises in front of your eyes, you can see that there are quite a number of patrons that seem to be frequenting the interior of the garden, although it is quite large. Let's see, distance-wise. Yeah, it's a pretty large space, and so you can see that it is actually decorated with various different statues of people from possibly Waterdeep's past or things of the like. You can make a history check if you'd like to see if you recognize any of them, but there are probably a good 2 or 3 dozen statues that are scattered in different places.
Ava will look around to see if she sees anyone that she and Ellis already know.
Make a perception check.
10.
Gotcha. Okay. Nobody that you immediately recognize. I mean, you do see that there are the familiar types of individuals, whether it be of sellsword type, where they're just more brawny, less brains. They seem to be clustered around joking amongst each other, or showing off their latest weapon that they might have bought at a local shop or something like that. The typical romper room style where people are just kind of like, well, we're just hanging out here, but not really paying attention, don't care too much about their surroundings, and you typically end up staying away from idiots like that. Um, Tizio, yeah, you would actually recognize that one of the statues here in the Hero's Garden, as you guys are kind of making your way through, um, actually appears to be the previous Blackstaff, Samark, the tall stone statue, not as well maintained as you would think. As you guys get closer to these statues, you notice that they appear to be in a bit of dilapidation and just lack of use. You can see that there are parts of it that have been attempted to get repaired, but then they're still falling apart and crumbling in places. But you do see a tall pillar, and atop it is a human male wearing a long robe. You do see that there appears to be some kind of a fine detailed etching of like a necklace of some sort, and you can see in his hand, and especially because you guys have seen it up close, a very familiar staff.
Is it I'm sorry. Is it more beat up? I guess since compared to all the others, or
No, if you take some time to look around, you can see that the majority of the statues, they don't seem to be like more beat up than any other. They seem to just be not maintained well. Like this is a park open to the public, but it doesn't seem that people have put enough time and energy into making these statues pristine on a constant basis. Eva and Ellis, you guys would know, I would say that while the Heroes Garden is open to the public, most of the public generally doesn't go here because of the fact that it is a nesting place of sellswords and people that nature who tend to hang out here, and from time to time they are the ones vandalizing a lot of these statues, and the while they're never really caught in the act of doing it, the City Watch kind of just leaves it be because they don't want to try
Yeah,
to get in the way.
we get kind of bored sometimes sitting around waiting for work.
Precisely.
Sitting around, you do a lot of that here? You kind of made it sound like it would be quick.
Well, you know, some of the teams here aren't. They could be smaller than ours. Let's just say that when you're a sellsword by yourself, depending on the work, you're not as successful. The bigger group you got, the harder work you can get. The more you stand out amongst the crowd. So I was thinking, when I had Ava here join me, it's my work almost doubled um, with two people. So imagine what we could do with six of us.
Oh, I only
That's
see
that's
five of
my
us.
thinking at least.
We left
Is
number six
there?
behind.
Do I see any other large parties around?
Make a perception check.
Wait, aren't there six of us? Am I
We
miscounting?
left Clarion behind.
Oh shit!
Sorry, I
Some
didn't mean to
de
confuse you.
No, there's just one detail I think I missed. That's okay.
That's great.
Every once in a while. I turn around, I'm like, oh shit, well, so the five of us. Look, five is better than two. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how long we might have to wait here. It could be a while, but I figured it was better than sitting around at your guys' place doing nothing, unless you guys have any better ideas.
Tizio, as you take a look around the garden there, in total, there's probably maybe about 30 or so individuals scattered amongst themselves into small pockets. At most, you see probably 3 people clustered in a small area, just kind of either eating some kind of ration or food that they brought with them, or just kind of lounging around, leaning up against statues, just conversing amongst themselves.
And I apologize. Three people like looking for work, or the biggest party I can find is a group of three.
The biggest party you find is a group of 3.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mhm. So you guys take some time to hang out here.
Yeah.
How long does it tip? How long does it typically take here, Ellis and Ava?
Um, I don't know, ask Ava. I've spent so much time here over the last years, so it kind of flies by a little quickly for me.
Some days it's quick.
I'll probably point at one of the statues that has a very large dent in it, and I'll be like, I've been working on that one for about 3 months.
And
Some days it's quick. Sometimes that happens.
as he points out towards one of those statues, you can see upon closer inspection the name on there actually says Kelvin. Okay, well, while you guys are hanging around, Calarian,
Hello.
You hang out for about maybe, I'd say at this point, about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours now. It's getting pretty late in the afternoon when the sounds of footsteps approach the front of the manor, and you can see now as you kind of turn around in your chair and look, you see that a familiar male dwarf, Dranon, opens up through the front door and goes, "All right, good afternoon.
Hello.
It's about time your guys are back. I left a note. Did you get it?"
We did. And we can afford some of the repairs now.
Wonderful. Let's talk business. And he kind of walks up next to you at the bar and he places down his small briefcase, sets his cane against the side of it, and he looks over to you and he says, "All right, so I don't know how much Floon told you." And you look around. Floon actually stepped out at this point. He went out to probably just go buy some basic necessities for the evening's meal. Um, so it's just the two of you currently in the bar. And before he begins talking about it, he actually looks over at the floor and he goes, "What the hell is that?"
That is somebody who broke into our home and vandalized it a couple days ago.
You find out who did it.
Unfortunately, no, but there is a private investigator who lives nearby, but he's a bit pricey right now.
Oh, you're talking about Vincent? Yeah, yeah. He's been here for a number of years now. Um, he actually does pretty good work. I haven't hired him myself, but he's done quite a few investigative. Yeah, I can't speak. Investigative things for the city. Hasn't been wrong yet.
Well, he touted his skills pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for any kind of information on something, he can probably dig it up for you. He seems to be pretty good at his job. Anyway, so I don't know what Floon's told you, but do you have the sheet with you? That's fine. I got
Yes.
another one. So he starts pulling it out too. He goes, "So you see here, bit of a trouble fixing up establishments here in Waterdeep. A lot of these guild halls, they're muddied up in a lot of the rules and regulations here in the city. But when it boils down to it, one can't do their job without the other. So you got to have the Maps and Surveyors Guild take their time and go through and make sure that the property's up to date and all the regulations and your property and size and everything are up to date. Once that's all done, then you can actually get the people to come in and start working on your walls and so on and so forth down the list. Now, it looks like a lot, I know. How are you guys planning on paying for it?"
Was that a question or?
That was a question. Yeah, he was asking how are you guys going to pay for it.
Well, the rest of my group's out looking for work right now, and the rewards we've gotten so far are kind of being pulled together.
All right, all right. Well, if you guys are going to try to pay for it out of your own pocket, probably the best route. But if you guys need some connection, somebody who might be able to set you up with a decent loan, I have a couple clients that might be able to help you out.
Can you go send their information in case we did need to use them?
Yeah, the Castellanters, they're known to be very charitable people here in the city. They've helped found a large number of the orphanages here throughout the wards. Obviously, I mean, there's no orphanages in the Sea Ward. That's probably the up and up area, but they're very well known philanthropists throughout the city. So I mean, I could definitely put in a good word for you. They have a bit of a standard, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna kind of keep their home address a little private. But I could definitely speak to them on your behalf. Let them know that you guys have some decent intentions, plan on open up shop, make some kind of business deal with them.
Okay.
If you guys are just looking for work and trying to pay it off on your own, I'm sure I can talk to the Open Lord and see if she's got any pressing matters that maybe needs to be taken care of.
That I would definitely agree to like right now.
Okay, okay, that's good, good. I'll talk with Lady Silverhand and let her know that there's a group of adventurers looking for some work. City Watch has been a little undermanned lately, and the guard can't really cut into where the City Watch is. It's two separate entities, you see. Because you're not from around here originally, right?
I am not, no.
No, I definitely understand. Well, I'll give her a talk the next time I see her. I got a council meeting later this afternoon, so I'll definitely try to pull her aside and see what's going on. She'd probably appreciate the help. If you guys are interested, heck, maybe you might as well even join the City Watch. There's pay involved.
I'll ride by them, by the rest of the team.
Sure, not a problem. Um, like, is it still just the five of you?
There's actually a sixth now,
There's six. Okay, okay.
and actually 2 new faces for you.
Okay, well,
We
whoever's in your party,
unfortunately
that's fine.
lost.
As long as they're respectful when they're talking to the Open Lord or the Castle Enters, is fine by me. What you guys do and how big your group is of no real big importance to me. But, you know, just remember, I'm putting my neck out for you, and I haven't met you very long. But you seem like a good group of people. And if you're willing to fix the tavern up, I'd say you're all right by water standards.
Appreciate it.
So, as I said, paying for these repairs, yeah, some of them are a little costly. We'll get that taken care of. Is there anything that you guys can pay now that I can start working with the contractors on, or do you guys still need some time?
Yes, we can get some started. One question I have is, would you only want the exact amounts now, or if we gave you overage but not a full completion of another task, hang on to that as a down payment?
Well, if you guys want me to hold it in like escrow, I could do that, but I'll have to kind of tack on that fee. It's a little bit of a different charge, you see, because that makes me responsible for holding on to coin that doesn't belong to me. So preferably just to save from the paperwork that I'd have to write up for that. If you guys can just pay it off in the sections that you want, that'll probably be faster.
Okay, in that case, then right now we could afford the first 3 items on your list.
Perfect, perfect. And you have that coin now, or you gotta wait for the rest of the group to get back?
I have it now.
Alrighty. So in total here, he pulls this up. Where did I put it? So that puts us at 375. Right? Yeah. All right. So so you pass him over to the 375.
Yep.
Alrighty. All right. Perfect. And he just sits there and he counts it out for you in front of you just to make sure it's all there. And he goes, "Okay, perfect. I'll get with the Surveyor Map Guild and let them know." And then they usually take maybe about 24 hours or so. So they're pretty quick to get through their business. Expect to see probably the carpenters, roofers start coming to your place maybe in the next day or two.
Okay. There wouldn't be like an escrow thing on what I gave you now, would there?
No, this is you paying up front. I'm going right. I'll be heading right over to those guild halls and dropping off those funds.
Okay.
So I'm not holding on to anything. It's just if you guys are paying me extra for stuff later, that's when we got to get into all the finite stuff. But if you had the whole 1,000 up front, I'd just hit all the guilds in one shot, and they coordinate everything else.
Gotcha.
All right. So is there anything else you need from me?
Do you have an estimate on how long it would take to get all 3 of these completed? You said 24 hours for the surveyors.
Yeah. Well, so I wasn't around for when they did the assessments on the building itself, so I don't know how long exactly it would take for them to fix the roofs and the walls. You have to kind of ask them how long it'd take once they get here, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I had more time frame. It depends on the severity of the damage and how much they have to gut out and replace.
So is there a possibility that what I gave you is this what I gave you going to include everything, or there might be possibilities of surprise? We need more.
No, generally, whenever these guilds report back to me how much the estimates cost, that's for total repair of what they are responsible for. So there shouldn't
Okay.
be any hidden fees. And if there are, I'll talk to them. I will get that sorted out because that's against guild law to come up with additional fees later.
Okay. Otherwise, I do not have any questions.
Okay. Um, do you guys like the layout of the place? You guys just want it repaired to its original specs? Because when the Surveyor Map Guild comes out and they inspect everything, they're probably going to want to ask you if you guys want to make any changes.
I assume if we said no, would that preclude us later on from building expansions if needed?
If you try to expand later, as in like outward or upward?
Either.
Upward probably wouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll just have to end up going through the process again. There'll be more surveys, more fees for them to come out and build. Outward, that gets a little more tricky. You got to have the real estate and the proof of purchase for it.
Okay. That'd be a problem for later, but right now I would say we would not be looking at expanding.
All right, so we're just going to restore it to the way she was. Sounds good. All right, well, if there's anything you need from me, and he'll, no, he doesn't have a calling card. Yeah, if there's anything you need from me, I guess the best place you could probably ring me up would be, let's see, who do you know? Do you know Dernan?
I do. He's a friend.
Oh, well, that makes things a lot easier. Yeah, just tell him you're looking for me. Or, your buddy Floon, I don't know how he found me, but he found me. So, he must know some other people, too. But either way, you got two people now that can get a hold of me if you need them. Most of the time I'm at, Pagarian's Palace. This is where the Open Lord sits.
Okay.
You ever find yourself over there? Give me a holler.
Will do.
And with that, he reaches out to shake your hand and proceeds to pack up any of the paperwork that he took out. He does produce for you guys a receipt of payment that he received this money. So he writes off that you gave him 375, and he just gives it to you. That way you're aware.
Okay.
All right. And with that, he picks up his cane in his briefcase, and he gives you a slight nod and a bow, and makes his way out. Back over to you guys.
Before we go back to him, can I kind of lock up and then start heading that way, or would I have any idea where the hell this place is?
Yeah, I mean, you can find your way there. Just take you some time.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Yep. As you go to lock up, you see probably maybe about 10 or so minutes after the conversation, you see Floon coming back. Like he's starting to walk up the alley as you're leaving. Where he's got his hands full of like 2 bags of groceries. But he kind of nods. He goes, "Hey, you going out?"
Yep, I'm gonna meet up with the rest. Drannon was just here. How do you spell Drannon's name, by the way?
Dranin.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yes. I was just marking that I have his receipt.
You bet. Okay, yep, and you start making your way over. Feel free to make an investigation check for me. See how long it takes you to find your way. Okay. Um, it's probably going to take you about 40 or so odd minutes, just because you are a Dragonborn, and it's a little off-putting for a lot of the non-armor wearing citizens that are roaming the streets, so it's a little hard for you at first to kind of approach someone who is comfortable in the area, and they start pointing you off in directions. A couple of them are nervous and point you the wrong way, but you manage to make your way up there. The group of you What are you guys doing?
Eva, can you show me how you did that magic trick or that the sleight of hand card trick?
Sure thing. I'm gonna try to. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. I'm gonna try and flip it back out and like slip it into his hand so that it looks like it appears in his hand.
Ooh. Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Okay. Yeah. You watch as like Tizio, you kind of extend your hand out as if a like, oh hey, how do you do that? And you're kind of like making the gesture, and Eva just kind of like slaps your hand, and then the card is there in your hand.
Whole lot of practice.
Huh. I think I got it.
Make a sleight of hand check. he 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 fumbles a little bit for it. And you watch as it disappears from his hand, but then you kind of look down and it's like on the ground at his feet.
I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna look at Eva and oh hey, Calarian's here.
Yeah, that's literally what happens. You guys spend probably the better part of 3 hours or so, and as you were sitting there, the sun has moved its way across the uh, central part of the sky, heading over towards the coastline now, and you can see the faint yellows and reds start to form as the sun is now starting to get later in the evening. Um, Everyone, go ahead and make a perception check. Who's there?
Oh, I'm punching the statue.
Make an attack roll.
In the same place I've been punching it for the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Just continuing to make the dent a little bigger. Attack roll. Just roll a d20. So,
Okay.
dirty 20.
Yeah. Okay. Roll damage.
What it's flat damage
Yes,
because I think
this would be 1 plus your strength modifier, so
so. It's just 4.
4 points of damage. Okay. So yeah, yeah, because I wasn't. So you're just punching it. You're not using any weapons.
Nope.
Okay. So unfamiliar to you, but whoever this Kelvin guy, man, he's been getting a beating. And you just size him up again, and you go ahead and you punch, and this time the lower half of the staff that this older looking human gentleman appears to be holding in his right hand, you just kind of snap it off from the base where it's connected from his foot. So maybe a good 1 foot chunk of stone just flies off away from the stone statue.
I kind of just like, oh shit, like I actually did something, and then I'll quickly like quick walk away. Back to the group.
Okay. Um, Perry, Eva, and Clarion, you wouldn't have been there when this happened yet, unfortunately. Um, yeah, Eva and Perry. You guys are standing there, and Ellis is getting bored, and he's playing punching bag with the statue. You do notice that there appears to be two individuals that have come and gone into the Hero's Garden, and then they were alone originally in separate times, but one individual, which appeared to be a smaller halfling, wearing almost like a brown tunic, and he just seems to be having a little bit of matted hair, some sweat pouring down his face, and he just kind of scurries up to the first group he could see on the edge there, and you see that there were two individuals that there's a quick conversation with, and you see that one of the individuals kind of holds his nose briefly, and then they just kind of follow off in that direction. Then you see another group later on, the same group that you saw Tizio earlier, the three individuals, as a human female walks up to them, and another brief discussion happens, and then you watch as they march their way off. Both of these groups end up heading out of the Hero's Garden, heading south, but you're not entirely sure what's going on. Eva, you would have heard the second conversation. Uh, this individual appeared to have been from the what is the name of that guild? The Scrivers, Scribes, and Clerks Guild. And more or less what the conversation was, they have a large inventory of old archive books that they needed help with transport, and it was just a lot of heavy lifting, and they essentially just needed those individuals for some basic manual labor. And you kind of look at them and you're like, well, I guess it could be worse, but unfortunately you guys spend the better part of the day there and don't get picked up.
I apologize if you said this and I missed it as I was reading. Did you say what kind of races they were?
Yeah, one was a halfling, and the other one was a female human.
But it was a group of three.
Oh, the individuals that were picked up from the garden, they appeared to be. The first group was one was a human male, probably in his late 30s or so, very grizzled skin, a very dark brown beard on his face, dirty black hair, or you can't tell if it's brown or just been unwashed for a while. The other person appeared to be a half orc of some kind. Didn't he didn't have a very large build to him, but he seemed to be pretty light on his feet. He seemed to be pretty slender and quick with his movements. The other three individuals, a bit harder to get a decent look at them as they were a lot farther away from you, but they all appeared to be human, from best you could tell, and they all appeared to be rather muscular in nature. About this time, Calarian, um, after having a little bit of difficulty navigating your way there, you do see um, stretched out before you the lush green garden that was told to you is the Hero's Garden up in the Sea Ward here. The houses and everything that you have been walking past, they, although a lot of them appear to be pretty closely packed together, they are very well mannered. The red brick and cobblestone paths that are here in the Sea Ward are very well kept. The You can definitely get a good sense of the ocean breeze as it pushes in across from the western side of the ocean, and the salt fills up your nostrils as you make your way here towards the garden. You do see large handfuls of individuals, a lot of them wearing very fine tailored clothing, very vibrant colors in some places. You do see that there's handfuls of children that are wearing very nice clothing. I did your 100 earlier, actually, because it happened right before you guys left. Um, Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And then as you were passing by this very beautifully kept portion of Waterdeep, you enter into the Hero's Garden and um, see probably on the southwestern corner there, near a large cluster of trees, a group of familiar faces. Galarian. Did I lose him? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
Larian's dead.
Oh, no, I hope not. He's just taken back by the breathtaking view of the Sea Ward.
you.
But
Yes.
as you guys are sitting there, you guys do see Calarian is approaching you guys from the southeast, and he makes eye contact with you guys and kind of nods in your direction.
Well, this isn't going very well.
Yeah, Ellis, I thought we'd find work really fast.
Zoe Starstrong.
Galarian's got info. I don't know if he's around. Are you there, buddy?
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Oh no, you're fine. Oh, you didn't hear my wonderful description. So you made your way in through the Sea Ward. It's a very beautiful neighborhood, way different than the North or any of the other wards you've been in. You make your way to the Heroes Garden, and you see your friends standing there.
Hello.
How'd it go?
I paid up to Drannon. He did tell me he's going to speak to the Open Lord about getting us some work.
Who's the open lord?
Somebody.
Well, it's good we have no luck here today.
Yeah, I guess it's more like an off and on thing here. Some days it's a whole bunch of people are looking for work. Other days it's pretty dead.
What if we went to that City Watch cabin? Staggert. See if he's got any work.
I'll try.
Ag who?
Captain Staggert.
I imagine you're telling the party, right? Not me.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm down for work wherever we get it. So
I don't know how long it's going to be before Drennan gives me word on any work from the Open Lord, but he is meeting with them earlier today, I guess. So I assume it's evening at this point.
It is early evening right now. Yes.
All right.
That is the Open Lord.
Oh yeah, Silverhand.
Yep. Which Tizio would know. Ellis and Ava, you would know. Talum, you probably would know since you know, the first thing you did when you got here was kind of pay attention to who's in charge. Um, just because you didn't want to have reoccurring incidents. Perry
Sure.
probably didn't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
um, yeah, so I think everybody but Perry. Kalarian, you would probably know because your dad would have known. For you,
I suppose it depends how long this
so,
open load's been in place.
a good point. Let's see, because you. Well, no. How long was it between when you left and got here?
Shit. Hang on.
I thought it was only a couple months. But you tell me.
I'm looking through my
Yeah.
file here.
So I'm about to pull up right now. You said
I never-
years, so you said years is self-imposed. Okay, that's fine. So, no, you wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I was 25 when I left, and I actually don't have an age now.
Yeah.
So I would actually say I'm just gonna put my real life age. Fuck it. 34.
Okay. So I would say with the time that you left up to this point now, you know of the previous Open Lord. You didn't know that they were ousted. So like originally when when Raynar Neverember told you guys that his father was ousted as Open Lord, you were like, oh, I thought he was Open Lord. So you probably are not aware of Aurelia Silverhand yet. But nevertheless, a day of unfortunateness.
I feel like I put in the bio information before and it went away.
I haven't edited it, but I will double check. It's fine. It's a semantic right now, so we'll get clarification on that for you. But the rest of the afternoon is your guys. What do you want to do with it?
I imagine something.
Probably just maybe go find some booze and stuff for the tavern.
See if Durnick can point us towards some work.
He hasn't steered us away, in a bad way lately, so that's a good idea.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys wanted to head to the Honor Portal?
You said
Tizia would.
you guys said Captain Sturgeon, right?
Staggett.
Staggett.
They were talking about maybe Captain Staggett would have work for them with the City Watch.
Yeah, he's at the Yawning Portal.
No, Captain Staggett works out of the dock ward. The only person who went to his office was Levi.
Oh,
So you guys would have to track him down and find him.
gotcha.
Hey, but if we're going to the Yawning Portal, I know they got some bar fights every once in a while.
Yeah, first time we were there as a group, fought a troll.
You fought a troll?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like fist to fist, fisticuffs?
More like teeth biting into me and almost killing me.
Oh, this was like a combat. This wasn't
This wasn't
playful.
like a fighting pit or something. No, this literally
Ah.
came out of Undermountain.
Well, that's not as much fun.
Okay, and with that, as Calarian is recounting the tale of the fight in the Yawning Portal with this unwitting troll who walked upon this group of adventurers, we will kind of close scene there as you guys make your way back south towards where have you to look for additional options of work, as it's still relatively early in the day. Dusk is not settled in yet, and we will pick up on the next session.
Sounds
Sweet.
good.
Perfect. Great job, everybody.
Wonderful.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, good
It
game.
is possible I may not be able to make next week because I am DMing a Christmas one shot for my family.
Cool.
Oh, ooh, awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
And Sundays are kind of one of my only days I don't work, so
Gotcha. Okay.
indeed.
Well, definitely shouldn't be a hindrance unless we have a bunch of people that drop off that week.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
I'll be sure to watch the recap,
Sure.
see what happens and stuff.
Not
So
a problem. Yeah, and you can always get with me offline if there's any interaction between your character and others. So
sounds good.
awesome stuff.
All right. See you guys later.
Yeah. Well, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for playing.
Peace.
Yeah. Have a good night.
I guess.
And thank you to everyone who watched. We'll see you next time.